had that moment when you're about to do something, but forget what exactly it was? Or you have a name or fact on the tip of your tongue, but out of reach? Or what happened to all those childhood memories that seem to fade away? It's not just you. Your brain is constantly forgetting things. But you know what? It's intentional. Your brain is doing it on purpose. And today we'll explore exactly why you forget things over time or in random moments, and how your brain decides what to delete, what to keep, and what to rewrite. If memory were just a storage drive, we'd be able to recall everything like files on a computer. That would be really great, but it's not that simple. Our brain edits many memories, compresses them, and sometimes it also completely erases them. Let's find out why. Over a century ago, psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus first charted the forgetting curve, showing that we forget the most right after learning something, and what sticks around after a few days tends to last much longer. When we experience something, neurons in our brain fire together and form connections. Those connections, called synapses, are the foundation of memory. Short-term memories rely on temporary patterns of activity. When repeated or emotionally strong, they become long-term memories, stored as strengthened connections between neurons, especially in areas like the hippocampus and cerebral cortex. Our brain doesn't just delete memories, it also filters them, and sometimes completely alters them from reality. The brain doesn't want to store every detail of every second. That would be chaos. Forgetting helps the brain stay flexible and focused on what's relevant. In a way, it's like a phone constantly cleaning up background apps, so the main ones run faster. Our brains are constantly remodeling themselves, especially during childhood and sleep. This process, called synaptic pruning, trims away unused neural connections to strengthen the important ones. It's like garden maintenance, cutting unnecessary branches so healthy ones can grow. Some neuroscientists believe that forgetting is part of this pruning. The brain deletes redundant or irrelevant connections to keep the network efficient. Not quite like pressing delete on a computer. Instead, the brain modifies access. Certain proteins like ARC and CREBs help regulate which memories are reinforced or suppressed. Experiments in mice show that when certain neurons are deactivated, specific memories become inaccessible until those neurons are reactivated. So, the memory might still exist physically, but your brain has effectively locked the door. If you remembered every detail of your life, you would drown in noise. Forgetting allows you to generalize and adapt. When you learn a new skill, your brain overwrites inefficient patterns. When you forget outdated info, you make room for better strategies. In psychology, this is known as adaptive forgetting, a process that keeps memory useful rather than cluttered. During sleep, especially REM and slow-wave sleep, the brain replays important memories and weakens the less relevant ones. It's like reorganizing files overnight. Some scientists call this synaptic homeostasis, balancing connections' strength so we don't overload. Without forgetting, our brains would literally reach a point of saturation. Not all memories fade equally. Emotional or traumatic events often persist because they activate the amygdala, which releases hormones that strengthen memory storage. That's why you remember your first heartbreak or a near accident vividly, but not what you had for lunch 2 days ago. Your brain decides, this is important for survival, keep it. That isn't important for now, but it might come in handy in the future. Store it deep in a corner. Sometimes forgetting becomes pathological, as in Alzheimer's disease or amnesia. Here, neural connections aren't being pruned efficiently, they're deteriorating. Proteins like beta amyloid disrupt communication, causing real memory loss. In these cases, the system meant to manage memory breaks down, like a cleanup tool that accidentally deletes the whole folder. In 2013, scientists used a technique called optogenetics to turn specific memories in mice on and off by shining light on certain neurons. This showed that memories are encoded in specific cell groups, called engrams, and manipulating them can suppress or restore memory. We're still far from doing this safely in humans, but it shows how physical and dynamic memory really is. In the 21st century, our modern brains have begun to face new problems: constant information overload. The average person consumes more data in a day than someone in the 15th century did in a lifetime. So our brains filter aggressively. And sometimes it also filters memories that are actually important. And that's the very reason sometimes you can't bring yourself to memorize something despite spending hours on it. So no, your brain isn't broken. It's brilliant. Forgetting is the cost of intelligence. And when you keep putting more and more information in your brain, it is forced to go commando and desperately protect itself from going insane. The next time you forget your password or misplace your phone, keep in mind that your brain suppressed or erased the memory for your own good. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, share this with someone who forgets everything, and subscribe for more science behind everyday life.